temperatures throughout Wyoming, Montana, the western part of the Dakotas, and much of Nebraska, and a few parts in the Sierra Nevadas. Wild for your area for Saturday morning. Well, temperatures are going to be in the low to mid teens in degrees Celsius. As for Saturday night, just about close, low to mid 50s in your area. Low to mid teens in your area. Wild. Whereas heat throughout the contiguous U.S. It's going to be in Texas, lower Mississippi Valley, parts of the Southeast, parts of the Ohio Valley, Desert Southwest, Central Valley, California, leeward side of the Cascades, and a few parts of Montana. Chilly highs there in parts of New England, mostly in the interior side, and parts of the Rockies, and a few parts in the Great Basin. Where the warm high, warm lows, South Florida, they're in Arkansas, Desert Southwest. Where the chilly lows, they're in the Sierra Nevadas, the Rockies, parts of the Great Basin, parts of the Dakotas, and Northern Plains. Plenty of chilly weather throughout much of New England. In your area, wild. Quite mild in your area, wild. Temperatures there would be in the mid-teens in degrees Celsius. As we move to moved into Sunday night, wild. Yeah, it's gonna be in the mid-teens degrees Celsius, wild. Let's take a look at really warm highs. They're in much of the South, except for much of the Carolinas, Desert Southwest, and that includes Las Vegas, Central Valley, California, and on the western edge of the Great Plains. Chilly highs will be in the northern Rockies, the Cascades, and a few parts in Maine. Feeling uncomfortable again. Hold on. Alright, now that I'm well positioned, let's talk about dew point. Okay, so where's the humidity? It's going to be all over the East Coast, all the way up until... hey, Laura Rose, welcome. Hope you are having a good day. Welcome to the stream. I'm talking about the weather, and then... after we deal with the radar part of the weather discussion for the next 3 days, we will get to Minecraft, which will be in a few minutes, about around 7 p.m. Eastern, which is in 10 minutes. So how you doing? Welcome. Yeah, just a curiosity, Laura, what is the weather in your area? Humidity is going to be located throughout the south, Lake Coyote. At least it doesn't look like we're going to get any lows around 32 degrees Fahrenheit or lower this September. Well, I mean, right now you are looking like as though that hope you're not speaking too soon. Well, Wild, so far you're right on the money, and better hope that you don't end up getting snow. And Laura, I'm doing well. Although just got out of work about a couple minutes ago when I started the stream back at around 6 o'clock. Tired, but I'm doing well. How about you? Anyway, let's see what we have in terms of humidity. Okay, so there's more humidity throughout the desert southwest, still from that tropical system that's coming from the eastern Pacific. And then we move on. Oh, yeah, and the other parts of the desert southwest, mostly on the south side, they're getting some humidity here and there. Let's take a look. Throughout tomorrow night. By tomorrow night, it's going to be very humid up until you get to Boston along the East Coast. The rest of the South, we get plenty of humidity, except for the western half of Texas. The Great Plains and throughout the entirety of the Mississippi Valley, there is plenty of humidity to go around, and as well as parts of the West Coast, but plenty of humidity still lingering around as a result of the tropical moisture from the eastern Pacific, from that tropical system that was once a hurricane but then dissipated. Can occasionally happen in September, yeah. By the way, I'm a chill animator. Would you like to see? Well, Laura, I would love to see it, but if you're actually looking to sell, I'm not really interested at the moment. I've had a lot of viewers who came by, asking me for, like, would you like to buy graphics? I mean, nothing against you. It's just that, I've ran into, a lot of people, but, add me on Discord, then I'll show you my recent work. Well, right now, the thing is, I really don't have a working Discord at this moment. But I'll definitely keep you posted on that. Yeah, so Wild, it looks like your place may not... got it. So Wild, in your area, it looks like as though you're not going to get much moisture, but that's just Friday night. But it could build up at some point. Wait a minute. Yeah, actually, some humidity does creep up. I may have read that wrong. But that's a Friday night. But Saturday morning, as we move on to... Hold on a minute, I'm getting sirens. Can you hold on a minute? Okay. For Saturday morning, we do have plenty of humidity. That's going to be all over the South, the Ohio Valley, much of the Great Plains, Mississippi Valley, the Ohio Valley, but moisture will only get as far as north as Philly. But in your area, oh yeah, and there's plenty of humidity throughout the desert Southwest, still lingering in California as a result of the tropical moisture. In your area, Wild, well, it does look like as though moisture is starting to creep up to you. That was you? I thought those... That was you? I thought those sirens were coming from outside my house. Yeah, oh, man. Yeah, I thought I turned off... I thought I muted the mic. It turns out I was wrong. Yeah, it turns out... Yeah, because I live in a... next to a busy roadway, so... and the issue is that me living in a place, where I'm not allowed to soundproof is proving to be difficult. So, unfortunately, I'm getting what I'm getting. Anyway, let's see. In your area, Wild, you're definitely going to get moisture. But as we move on into, let's say, it's Saturday night, more moisture moves in. In your area, Wild, with temperatures, dew point values that would be as near as the temperature in your area. That's going to happen throughout tomorrow, Saturday, and even Sunday, Wild. Now we move on to Saturday night in the U.S. Humidity along the East Coast, abundant up until you get to New York. Plenty of humidity in the South. much of the Great Plains, but mostly in the Mississippi Valley, the Ohio Valley, desert Southwest, and parts of California. Yet it's the humidity in California is slowly dwindling, and a little bit in the Pacific Northwest, though. Now, what about for Sunday morning? Well, still plenty of humidity in your area, Wild. Along the East Coast, only limited to the Southeast and in the Mid-Atlantic. The entirety of the South getting a lot of humidity, plus the Mississippi Valley, parts of the Great Plains, desert Southwest. In parts of California, and parts of the West Coast, we get some humidity, but not as much as the previous days. And finally, let's talk about humidity for Sunday night. Plenty of humidity all across the South, the Mid-Atlantic, the Ohio Valley, the Great Plains, Mississippi Valley, Great Lakes region. Oh yeah, Wild, your area, oh, boy, you're going to get a lot of humidity, Wild, for sure. For sure. And that is going to be, that's somewhat potential grounds for some wet weather and possibly some thunderstorms, but I got to check into that, Wild. But elsewhere throughout the U.S. for Sunday night, Arizona and parts of California and parts of the West Coast, we get some humidity, but there's less of which in the West Coast, though. Now let's take a look at the Cape, just to see if there's any potential for any lift. Where's the convection? So yeah, my apologies on that, Wild. If you hear the sirens. Okay, so there's going to be plenty of convection throughout Texas, all the way to Missouri, some in the desert Southwest, and some parts of the Southeast and the Carolinas and Georgia. Tomorrow night, a lot of humidity, a lot of convection all across the South, desert Southwest, and some parts of it's okay, I understand, thank you. Parts of the Great Basin, parts of California and the Pacific Northwest. A lot of convection will be in the center part of the country and the Mississippi Valley. Convection in the Mid-Atlantic. For Saturday morning, there's going to be plenty of convection all across the South. Just mild, there's not much though. Maybe some, but along the beaches, part of South Florida on the Atlantic side, and some in parts of the desert Southwest in Arizona, and just a little bit throughout the rest of the Mississippi River Valley. For Saturday night, a lot of convection in South Florida and Oklahoma and Kansas and Arkansas and the Ozarks, and some convection that's going to occur throughout the Ohio and Mississippi valleys, and parts of the Southeast, parts of the desert Southwest, and just a little bit in the Great Basin and Sierra Nevadas. Now we move on to Sunday morning, where still some convection linger throughout South Florida and eastern Texas, Louisiana. And there's less convection happening in the desert Southwest. Now what about for Sunday night? Plenty of convection in Florida, much of the South, but a lot of which is in the Ozarks, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Kansas, and Missouri. And a little bit left over of convection in Arizona. And still plenty of convection throughout the rest of the Great Plains and the Mississippi Valley and parts of the Great Lakes region. But while in your case, you're not getting much convection, even despite the fact that you're going to get plenty of rain, but we're going to get to it right about now, starting with tomorrow morning. It's going to be plenty of wet weather, storms throughout the southern plains, the Mississippi Valley, but a lot of storms happening in the Dakotas and the upper Mississippi Valley. More moisture still lingering around throughout the desert Southwest, California, and even parts of LA and San Diego. A little bit of clouds still lingering throughout the eastern side of the Great Lakes region. Your area